So I put tape on. That was as a precaution. I zip tied the bonnet down because basically I had to detach the sort of latch locking mechanism from the bonnet itself. Now to do that, I had to get a crowbar with some tape on the end and slightly pry the bonnet up with and using a 10mm spanner to undo the 2 bolts here and here. I would advise start with the left bolt first, then do the right one, because if you try and do the right one first, you're going to be there for about 4 hours, but you will be here for about 2 hours anyway trying to get these two on. Just for reference. So, see that bolt just, can you see it from here? The bolt just up there, that one there, and there was another one on the other side, which has made it looser, so it's come in, but this is by far the hardest thing I've had to do on this car. This is ridiculous. Now you'll see some videos where it says, because it's on this side, it says about going over to take off the wheel lining out and reach up underneath and try to grab the cable from there. Now you can just about reach it. That thing right there is where it connects into. Now I'm actually crushing bone to get to it. However, when you do reach it, you can't really do much with it. So if you try and pull it, you'll probably break something, which I did. I actually made it worse somehow. So I would advise against that. And also trying to get your hand in there, you need the hand the size of, well, about this big really. You need a hand this big to work. To get and reach the cable which is in here, you need hands the size of this, which, yeah, no one really has. So the solution was to start from the front and pry that up, which is slightly terrifying. And I was doing it at 2 AM and I got slightly insane. I'm starting to lose a bit of care, a bit of sanity. Look at the car. Tape. Yes, I know it's duct tape. Not going to be great for paintwork, but I just put that there because I was going for a drive literally the next day and I didn't want to take the risk in case the bonnet decided, you know, it just wants to do a bit of that. So I only did the tape over the headlight area where there's no air needing to go in as such. Now I have got some sort of tar remover stuff, the Auto Glim, which I'm going to use and soak this. Hopefully I can take this off with no damage whatsoever. And this is the situation. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, and also I'll just show you the traditional mark on any Mk7 Golf GTD, GTI. That there, that is a signature. I do love these seats, but it's just a shame. Right, let's see if this stuff does the trick to safely take off the tape without any damage. I'm going to use all this stuff. Oh my goodness. Let's see where we're at. So the actual issue that I've got, as you can see, this is not attached to this. Now, why is that? The plastic on the inside is broken. You can see right there. So where that would have slotted into, well, there's nothing there basically. Now when I try to reach in that gap there with, you know, my hand, that literally cannot fit in there. Yeah, I end up pulling this and then you just break those little bits off that, you know, fit in there. So I wouldn't advise doing that. I'll just advise, well, trying to take that off basically, and that was the only way to solve that. So yeah, the problem I've got now is I've not done this before, so I'm learning as I'm going with this video, is taking this off, but without it, you know, shooting up into the sky, which I hope it doesn't do, but, you know, I've got the suspicious feeling it might just spring up and, you know, that's it for a bird in the sky or something like that. Because I need to remove this, but I can't remove this because this plumbing thing's in the way. Now, I have actually bought another one of these. Might be thinking, how much are they? Now, I called Volkswagen, and I believe, I mean, after VAT and all that, I think it was about 18 quid. Let me find it. Yep, so that part there, £18.18. And this is the part in question. So I've got a brand new one. Let's try and fit it. Now, just disclaimer, I'm not a mechanic, by the way. This is just me trying it on my driveway myself, so I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not gonna know everything, but I'm gonna give it a good go. So, I'm gonna figure out how to get in there, which I might try and start with carefully with my tape driver thing, and try and release that out. Right, so that took a lot of effort. Had to sort of drag it down to get under this, as that is still stuck. And I've got to figure a way to take it all apart. Now, yes, this is the only way really I found to access the bonnet. None of this is ideal, basically. It's going to be a nightmare. Try and do the best you can with what you got. Now, ideally, I didn't really want to change the lock. I'm going to have a look at it. If I really need to, then I really need to, but it was another 80 quid from VW. So I'm going to take it off, see how it is. Yeah, it can be taking a bit of a risk here with not changing it, but I'm going to have a look at it, WD-40 it up, and see if there's a way to, well, keep it really. Right, so quick update. Let's have a look. This has obviously been held in by the wire itself. I'm trying to see if I can get the camera to angle right. Bear with. Where's it gone? Ah, right there. Oh my goodness, you can't even see it on the camera. So right, if we get the screwdriver, in here is where the wire is attached to. So I've got to try and take that off, and then I can take this whole lock unit out, assess it, see what I can do about getting this detached, and then put it all back together. Okay, right, so you can't forget about the sensor, which I almost did. So the sensor is just connected right here, so I need to disconnect this, and then you shall see just in there, that little stripy bit, that is the wire basically. So I need to push that up to get it up and somehow get it out from under here, and that's the only way I can really take this whole lock system out at that point. There we go. There's a sensor release. Right, so now just keep the screwdriver right here. Oh no. It's on the end again. The problem with recording on your phone is running out of storage, so I don't know which point it got out, but basically I've got this out now. I just cut this bit. Just remember this is sort of clipped on. I just cut that because I don't need it. It was easy to pull out rather than have to try and push it out of there. Just got to get the wire bit out to take a look at the lock, and then hopefully we go from there just to release these two. Now what I did for that was I literally just put a screwdriver right in here. Hang on, is it the right side? Yes, it is the right side. Right in here, and literally just pried that up. It just came out very easily, so it was worth it in the end. Right, I've put that back on. Very simple, just screw it back on. And now here's the next bit, trying to install the new cable. I apologise in advance that I'm not filming absolutely everything. I'm in a race against the clock in that daylight is very short in the UK. Yes, it's March, but still, I'm in a race against time right now, so I need to film and do this at the same time. Okay, first things first, at this stage, Don't attach that to the lock first, because you got to feed that through. Gradually eased it through. Didn't realise I wasn't recording. I'm not doing very well with this. So as I was saying, Volkswagen charge £156 an hour labour in the UK right now. Yes, they'll probably be very good at this, a lot better than me, that's for sure. But this is taking me about I've been for about 2 hours now. But that's not including taking off that bonnet part and trying to get the bonnet open, and that took quite a while. So it could be a 3-hour job, could be a 2-hour job, and the VW tech could tell you how long that's going to be. So when you add that up, 300, maybe 450 if it somehow takes 3 hours, that's a lot of money compared to buying this for £18 and just suffering for a little bit temporarily whilst doing this. Right, I managed to feed it through. Here it is. If you're trying to see what I'm facing, it is trying to get that through here. And this is quite stiff, so yeah, that's going to be fun. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit there. But once you get that through, should be, in theory, should be alright. Oh no. Oh no. Cool. Right. Okay. That is through. Got to fit that now. Kind of forgot about that. The sensor. Oh. Right, this is going to be very, very interesting trying to squeeze this sensor through. I'm sorry I'm getting in the way of the shot here, probably, but it needs to be done. We have successfully channeled it through. There it is. There's the other connector, and there's the little clip which I'm going to put on in a minute, and it goes right there. But first, let's get the wire attached to the lock. So I've got to fit the clip. As you'll see, this bit's got to go right in there, and then that bit, it's got a bit of a sort of clamp on it a little bit, and it's got to fit in there. End of the wire, that's got to go right. See that little bit right here with the hole in it right there. It's really hard to point whilst you're looking at the camera. Yep, right in there. Okay, so I haven't filmed all of it. I've been trying to get it done as quick as I can. So these two bolts, obviously you reattach those. I'm pretty sure it's fairly lined up. I'm probably just going to adjust that as slight difference in height, so I'll just adjust that. I did test it, it does work. Key notes. Now when it comes to the wire, which you cannot see anymore, it's got sort of like a hook. Now you want to make sure you pay attention to how it was attached beforehand, hoping that that's not the bit that's broken. You could hardly see it on the camera. I mean, you can look at it for reference, but basically it's sort of inserting this way towards the front of the car. So make sure that's in. Make sure you obviously connect your sensor back up and the clip as well. Now, I have tightened these, but one thing I'm going to try to do, actually no, I don't need to loosen them. I'm going to put some cable ties just in that gap around this. Now I've only got really fat ones unfortunately with me, so I might have to put some smaller ones on another day, but definitely put some cable ties around this and through this gap here to make sure that this does not pop off, because that seems to be a common problem that I've seen from any videos or experiences of the same problem. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so obviously this isn't the final look. Time to test it. Here's the handle, and there we go. Problem solved. Now here is the zip ties as well, so make sure you zip tie that nice and tight. You don't have to use as big ones, or you could, really up to you. that shouldn't move. So now time to fit the front gear all, and let's hope it doesn't break as soon as I put the grill on, because that's when it becomes a nightmare to access anything. So yep, here we go. And let's give it one final spray with WD-40. Bit overkill, but still. Well, not WD-40, this stuff, which has actually been fantastic. Right, it is the moment of truth. And it works. If you haven't had this already, definitely go under your bonnet and zip tie that bit right over here before anything does happen, because believe me, you do not want to be trying to get a 10mm spanner to reach these bolts up here. You just don't. You'll be there for hours, which I was, to be fair. You know, you can save yourself a lot of money by doing it yourself. So yeah, again, hope this has been helpful.